6 a.m. Spreading rain. Don't know why I let you treat me this way. I've been holding on to your middle finger. Now I know I gotta pull the trigger. I pick up the pieces one by one, put you back together, stuff you back in my gun. I got news for you, and it's going down. Before you come home and tell me you're not angry, I'll be leaving town. I got news. The bodies are bathing in my backyard. This game's being played, but I'm holding the cards. The key doesn't work. The number's been changed. I turn off the lights, and I'm looking for strange. Oh, I got news for you, and it's going down. Before you come home and tell me you're not angry, I'll be leaving town. I got
J'ai des nouvelles pour toi. C'est la fin de notre histoire. Tu m'as brisé le cœur pour la dernière fois. C'est vrai. Et maintenant quand je me promène dans la nuit, je regarde la lune, les étoiles et la voiture qui passe, et je regarde tout sans toi.